Don't touch that remote. Today on the Journal, we'll be taking you skydiving, to the Wax Hand Emporium, and then to a video game tournament. Just to name a few. Stay tuned.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting season of the Journal. I'm your host, Tara Blair.
And I'm your co-host, Josela Madrid. In today's episode, we'll be featuring many stories that our team of wonderful students at Centennial College have produced.
We have a great show today, so let us get started with viral videos of the week. Take it away, Joe.
Friends come and go in all shapes and sizes, and that holds true even for pets. In this week's viral video, a dog stands his ground next to another injured dog, waiting for help. Let's take a look.
この凄まじい地震をよく無事でいたというのがよく無事でいたなと感じます。この凄まじい地震と津波をよく生き延びたなという感じがします。この犬たち。食い物あればな。
That video received over 200,000 views within the first few days, and was featured on several newscasts. Now time for our first video.
Thank you, Joe. Now get ready to learn something about Ballet Creole with Joyce Bermudez. Enjoy.
Located in the downtown core of Toronto, Ballet Creole is a non-profit organization that concentrates on operating a professional dance school, including various community programs accompanied by a percussionist ensemble. Creator Patrick Parsons shares information and his experiences with running the successful dance school.
My name is Patrick Parsons. I'm the artistic director and founder of Ballet Creole. My dance background or my history of dance before coming to Canada, I was born in a family of performing arts. At a small age, I was trained by my mother and in a village. And as I grew up, I ended up branching off to more professional dance with different choreographers and dance teachers in Trinidad. The objective of Ballet Creole is to take dance to the public, drawing from the African and Caribbean dance aesthetics and music into the contemporary world. In the first 5 years, the company was more of a part-time, and there was a lot of people looking for something to do, mostly female black dancers training at the Ryerson and Toronto Dance Theatre and York University, and they were all looking for some place to practice their art form or their passion. And at that time, there was the notion of multiculturalism in the air and cultural diversity. So people was looking to reconnect to their culture, through dance and music. The Ballet Creole training is an intensive 2-year dance training. The students do practically, on an average, per week, 12 to 16 classes of different styles of dance. That's how intense it is. In the full-time program, they have just a one-time seminar on percussion and the drums. In the community school, which is another level of training, We have a regular drum class for the public and for anyone, and that's once a week for 1 hour and a half. The genres of dance that I focus on for Ballet Creole, the dances that first I was exposed to, and that is the indigenous dances of Trinidad and Tobago, which has African influence. And then our neighbors, like Jamaica, I studied some of the dances from there that has the African influence, that has a retention of African forms and structure, and also Cuban, because Cuban has a strong connection to the professional and traditional dance forms that they've been developing for years. What inspired me to create Ballet Creole in Canada was the lack of professional black dancers in the mainstream. That's my inspiration. What artistic choices, because of my cultural background, and I choose the style of dance that draws from African aesthetics. And I choose the modern dances that give people rhythm and flow.
Being that it's February, we asked Patrick about Ballet Creole's involvement in Black History Month.
Black History Month. I do not celebrate in the sense that Black history should be 1 month. I celebrate Black history throughout the year. So depending on the ballet I have, I take that all the way through, and it always has a black or Caribbean or African aesthetics in it. So I celebrate that all during the year.
We also asked about any changes or improvements with Ballet Creole.
This is our home right now, but we want to have a home like how the National Ballet has a home. You know, we want a building with 3 proper studios, 3 nice studios with mirrors for some of it. We want to have one with a recording studio, you know, and nicely put away with maybe even a small theater. Yeah, possibly. I mean, that's pushing it. We've been trying to tour internationally, not just to the US. We want to be going to Europe and different parts of the world. So that's our next project, is to take Ballet Creole throughout the world as far as we can within the next 20 years.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our next video about the Waxed Hand Emporium. Take a look. I'm going from ice to hot wax. It was pretty bad, but got used to it.
Yeah, it was nice.
There's a variety of ways you can do the wax dance. You can do it as a single hand, or you can do it as a double hand, whether it's with 2 people or just yourself. Usually the whole process takes about 10 to 15 minutes to make the basic mat hand. If you want writing or glaze put on it, that takes anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to dry. If you don't want the writing or glaze, it takes probably maximum 20 minutes, depending on what accessories you want put on the hand. As you can see on the shelves, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. We can do it as a Spider-Man, which takes an hour and a half to dry by itself.
Is an actual customer's hand. It was a gentleman from England who came over and wanted to make his hand with his girlfriend, and we asked him if he would make one for the shelf for us. So it's an incredible size difference.
You can do it holding an apple or holding a ball or anything like that. Usually most people get it solid, or we fill it in with a wax powder. It's making it solid does give it durability. If you have it just hollow, it's just the shell that comes off the hand, and if it gets warm, it just collapses down.
We've been together now for 7 years, and
Pretty cool thing.
I don't know, we're all,
Something we could keep.
yeah. And plus, we're getting married in another year or so, just want to get something that we can connect to, you know, and look back at.
Once we get an idea of what they want to do, we numb their hand in the ice water for about 15 seconds. The purpose of that is to actually just cool off the skin so that the first layer of wax will set and not actually stick to your skin. Once the hand is cool enough, We dry it off, we get the customer in the position that they want their hand in, and then we take them over to the white wax. Once we get them to the white wax, we dip 5 times to get the base of the hand on it. At that point, if they want it white, we'll dip it another 4 or 5 times. If they want a color, we'll take them over to the color pot, make sure the color is stirred, and then dip them in the color 4 or 5 times. Once the color is on, take them over to the ice again, open up the hand, get some air down into the fingers, and then set it in the ice water just up to the knuckles for about 15 seconds to get it cold. Some people cool up just up to the wrist. I like to cool the whole hand off just a little bit before we pull the customer out. If it's just the one person doing it, with one hand, you have to make sure that the wrist is straight, because if the wrist bends too much here, it'll crack here, and then we'll have to start the process all over again. Once we pull the hand out, the customer gets some paper towel to clean their hand off, and then we reshape the hand so that it actually looks like a hand and not deformed, and then we cool it off the rest of the way in the ice water. Usually at that point, if the customer wants writing or glaze on it, we'll have them filling out a sheet of paper while we're finishing off the hand so that they're not here too long. And if something happens with the hand, as happens on occasion, especially in the summertime when people are rushing and not really paying attention, if the hand breaks, they're still here and we can remake it. And then we hand it to the customer and they go home with a souvenir.
That looks fun. Staying loyal to the gaming culture, Tara will take us on a tour of the Street Fighter tournament.
Hey, Tara Blair here for The Journal. We're here at A&C Games Super Smash Bros. And Super Street Fighter tournament. We're going to be following a couple players, see how far they come, and watch people get their game on. So check it out.
We are doing a Super Street Fighter 4 tournament, a Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and a Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament. Street Fighter 1 has a Mad Catz arcade stick. We started hosting video game tournaments in about 2008, and we wanted to bring the gamer community together. So we just started hosting tournaments. It's something that we like to do too. Like, we like playing games.
Danny at the tournament, so...
AKA Buddha Force, best Seth in Canada.
Your gamer tag?
Yes.
Nice. So, you want to tell us a little bit about why you're here today and how did you find out about the tournament?
Well, we're in a community and we always tell each other, but ASC always posts them on Facebook, so I found it on Facebook.
And what's your history with Street Fighter?
I started, well, everyone's played when they're a little kid, Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, but my competitive game was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Then I came to like Marvel 2, Marvel's Capcom 2, and basically Street Fighter 4 just another competitive thing with a lot of people in it, so I got into Street Fighter.
And what tournaments and other tournaments have you competed in?
Oh, I competed in a lot of tournaments. My biggest win was at a Fan Expo. I won $1,250.
Before the tournament began, players got the opportunity to practice their street fighting skills as well as interact with fellow gamers. After a couple hours of fierce competition, the tournament dwindled down to the final 2 competitors. Mosh and Danny went face to face in the final round. They were going to battle it out for that coveted arcade stick. The final round of the competition went on for what seemed like forever. Both players gave it their all. The competition ended on a high note, with 3 very qualified players taking home the top prizes. Mosh and Danny were among the winners that day. At the end of the day, I caught up with the top winner, Mosh, to get some insight on how he felt about the tournament.
Well, I'm really happy that I won the tournament. I really feel good about winning. Well, who doesn't? Yeah, but I actually lost in one part of the tournament, but I came back to win it.
All in all, the tournament was another great success for A&C Games, and for those who walked away with some of the prizes that day. As you can see from their smiling faces, they definitely had a blast getting their game on. This has been Tara Blair for The Journal.